Welcome back to Go. We, of course, are talking about the Winnipeg Police Museum, and we're joined by Randy. Randy, tell me where we are right now.
We're in front of the women's display right now. The first female was hired on the department by Chief John McCrae, and she was hired in 1899 as a matron to look after the females that were arrested. In 1916, they authorized hiring 2 female police constables. One of them was Mary Dunn. Mary had been married to a carpenter that working for the city of Winnipeg, and he was working on the Cornish Library when he slipped and fell into the Assiniboine River. Ooh. He developed pneumonia and passed away in 1913. In 1916, Mary joined the department and was the first female police officer on the department. When she joined, she had 12 children, and her daughter had died during childbirth, so she was also raising her 3 grandchildren. She was 43 years old at the time when she came on the job.
That's amazing.
It is. Jane Andrews was the second one, and she was hired a week after.
So cool. I can't believe it, and this is a big year.
This is a big year. This is a centennial year for women on the job. So there are a couple festivities planned in the future. Women actually stayed in plain clothes, and their main function at the start was looking after wayward children and women in distress. They weren't issued any weapons whatsoever, and if they left the station, they had to be accompanied by a male officer. Women stayed in plain clothes in the morality division, in the youth division, up until 1975, when they transferred 3 women to the traffic division to enforce traffic laws in uniform. And then 3 years later, in 1978, female officers were put in full uniform and put into the general patrol.
All right, so next we're going to move on to communication.
Yes, please. What we have here, Blair, is the 999 board. It's an emergency system. We were the first city outside of England to ever have it, and it was adopted with one number in mind for all your emergency services. When the call came into the switchboard, you would plug one end of the cord in to see what the issue was. If it was a fire or poison control, you would connect the person to that, and then when the call was completed, the lights would flash and you simply unplugged the cables. The 999 board was adopted by the US 9 years later, and when they adopted it, they suggested that the number should be 911 as an international standard. So Winnipeg did change to 911 in 1972.
But we had it first.
We had it first. We were the first one outside of England. England, by the way, still has not changed from 999. With Winnipeg's, when they brought in the system, they knew that it was going to be very expensive, and rather than hiring men to operate the switchboard at $450 a month, they hired women because they could get away with only $200 a month. Some of the women on the job ended up transferring over and became uniform members.
Still more to come on Go, but here's Mike Valente with sports as he catches up with Winnipeg Blue Bomber Andrew Harris.